Was that a lawful request?
Yes.
What law am I breaking by being here?
You're filming car parks in this car park.
And what law is that? What law is that breaking?
Trespassing, you need to leave.
And what is trespass a criminal matter, is it? Is that a criminal offence?
At the end of the day, this is what really matters, what actual law was broken here, because in the UK police do not get to stop people, demand details or push someone away from a public area just because they feel uneasy. Laws are built on legal powers, not personal opinions. Civil trespass is not a criminal offence, and it does not magically turn into grounds for arrest unless it becomes something far more serious like aggravated trespass, and this situation is nowhere near that level yet. The officer still keeps applying pressure without even explaining what lawful authority she is relying on. This is how many people get intimidated, not by facts but by confidence. Stay calm, know your rights, and never let confusion or fear change the law. And the moment my UK rights guide breaks everything down in plain simple language so ordinary people can handle these encounters with confidence, clarity and control.
See, it's funny because when you think I'm doing something illegal, you come and accost me, but you were too busy to deal with these sorts of things 2 minutes ago when I reported an officer committing offences.
I can't deal. If an officer has committed an offence, I can't deal with that. It's not on my level. It needs to go to a sergeant or higher up or our PSD.
Well, so why don't you take the details, report it to a sergeant, but you're quite happy to come and accost me, but you can't deal with matters?
In the reception.
I don't want to go into the reception. I'm quite happy here.
Okay. If you want to discuss it, if you want someone to listen...
I don't want to discuss it. I've discussed it. I walked away after they left. Walked away. We've left it. That's it. She's followed me and accosted me after we've had that discussion in a public area.
This is a private car park.
Right. Yeah, for vehicles. I walked through a footpath that had no signage, nothing, saying no public access. It says no public right-of-way on the road sign for vehicles. A right-of-way applies to roads, not to pedestrian footpaths. There is a pedestrian footpath, no obstructions, no signage. This is a public area, whether it's private or public property. It's a public...
The auditor is absolutely correct here, because there were no warning signs, no private area notices, no staff-only markings, and no visible barriers telling the public to stay out. Under UK law, when a place is left open like that, people are generally allowed to assume they can walk through it. This falls under what is known as implied right of access, and that point changes everything, because without clear restrictions there is no obvious criminal offense taking place. At most this becomes a civil trespass issue, which is a private matter between the landowner and the person involved, not something that automatically calls for police intervention. This is where many people get misled, because the moment officers arrive it creates the impression that a crime must have happened when legally there may be nothing criminal going on at all. Understanding that difference is what keeps people informed, calm and protected during encounters like these.
Difference.
What do you want to do? What do you want to gain?
Be left alone.
Okay.
Who are you two? Sorry, you've come in and joined the conversation. Sorry?
No problem, police officers.
And what's your name and badge number?
89.
89?
Yep.
DC, PC, DS?
89.
PC, 89. And yourself?
I'm DC 424.
DC 424. And you're both based here? Yeah.
But we're just saying, if you want, we can go over there, but we're just saying this is private property. This is a police car park.
Okay.
It's private property. So if you want to come back over there, by all means, we can
Okay.
go and try and sort out whatever your complaint is, but it's having it in our private property.
Okay.
We're not going to have that. So if you want to come over to the foyer, no problems at all. We can go and have a chat over there.
But the foyer is private property as well.
Yeah, but you can gain access.
I can gain access to this. We've just been through that. We've just been through this. There's nothing for pedestrians. Why not?
Because it's a secure, and it could be, you could pose a security...
Well, it's not secure, is it? If I've just managed to walk in here, it's not secure, is it?
All right.
You say secure, but it's not.
What's your purpose for being on this car park? Because our concern is...
I'm making a video.
It's a security breach that we're concerned about. So we're happy to talk to you, but while you're here, we've got concerns about security breach.
This is the moment where the whole argument starts falling apart, because calling someone a security risk is not enough on its own. Under the law, security concerns need real evidence, real restrictions and clear protective measures. If this place was truly sensitive, there would be locked gates, warning signs, secure fencing, barriers or controlled access points. Instead, what we actually see is an open pathway where anybody from the public could walk through freely without being stopped, and that completely changes the picture, because when a site is left wide open, the failure sits with the people responsible for protecting it, not with an ordinary person legally entering an unrestricted area. You cannot blame civilians for walking into spaces that have not been secured in the first place, and this is where pressure often replaces lawful reasoning, because assumptions and suspicion are being treated like proof when they are not. The law expects proper security measures, not emotional reactions.
Do you have a warrant card or an ID card or something? You've given a collar number.
I've told you my colour.
Thank you. Yeah. But your plane's close, so I just want to see your warrant card as well.
So I'm willing to listen to you. We're both willing to listen to you and hear what you have to say. But
No, because you're just going to fob me off with the same stuff that the two PCs have.
Private car
I don't know anything about what's going on.
Okay, so I'll give you a quick synopsis.
Over here, please, because we're not.
If a police, so you're a DC, so you're a ranking officer.
No, we're all the same rank.
You just said DC.
Yeah. This is all
That's detective constable.
Yeah.
Is that not a higher rank than a police
No, it's
constable?
not.
Is it not? Okay, it's just a different area. In that case, then I don't want to talk. Then don't worry. I'll talk to a sergeant if you get me a sergeant.
We've got a sign to say it's gated for a reason.
Okay. So you see the no entry signs and that one. Like I said, private property, no public right of way. As we discussed, what right of way is not public access. A right of way is relevant to roads. That's what a right of way is a public right of way is a public road that people can access with a vehicle. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm not in a vehicle. I'm not in a vehicle. If it's secure, right? So as you can see there.
I'm not going through it all with you.
Well,
you're going to try and do the whole. Oh, I know this legislation. I know that. I'm not really that fussed. I've just asked you to leave politely.
And I've declined. Yeah. Cool.
I just don't really see the point in you being here. Like I don't know.
Well, I don't see the point in you being here either. But there we go.
Right, this is my job.
It's my job. I'm at work.
It's my working place.
Yeah, it's my place. This is my place of work right now as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. See, sensible. The most sensible person so far.
Okay.
You a sergeant?
Yeah, I am. For my
Thank you. Finally. Right. Okay. Well, we'll move away from the PCs because.
Are we already standing over there so the cars can move around?
Oh well, the cars can move around. I mean, where's the car going to move? Here. It's fine. We've got plenty of room.
It's actually really standing.
We've got plenty of room. I just want to move away from the PCs, to be honest. I want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to them. So if you can come with me and if you want to talk to me away from the others, that's fine.
What I'm saying, sir, is there's operational police vehicles just moving here.
That's fine. I'm quite conscious of the road. I've managed this.
Have a conversation with you, but can we just do it there?
I've managed this many years.
I'll tell you what. After we finish talking, you want to stand back here for a second. We can. Can we just talk over there?
I'll tell you what.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
We can talk on the path here.
My name's Pete. What's your name?
Pete.
Yes.
And your collar number, Pete?
My name's DS 1446. Pete McGill.
DS 1446.
Yeah.
Then everything changes the moment Detective Sergeant Pete McGill steps into the situation because the entire tone immediately becomes calmer, more measured and more professional. This is what effective policing is supposed to look like. Instead of rushing to conclusions, McGill actually listens, studies the facts and recognizes the confusion surrounding the unclear signage and open access points. He explains the difference between a civil disagreement and a genuine criminal matter with patience, clarity and control, and that distinction matters because authority is not about intimidation or forcing compliance through pressure. It is about applying the law fairly and responsibly. What stands out most is the way he lowers the tension without losing control, proving that good policing is not weakness, it is discipline, professionalism and sound judgment. In moments like this, one calm conversation can restore more public trust than a dozen aggressive confrontations ever could.
Literally arrived and witnessed a police constable.
Yes.
Straight away. First thing, as soon as I get here. Parked on the roundabout.
Right.
On the double yellows.
Yeah.
Engine on, idling, on his mobile phone.
Right.
So I go and approach.
Yeah.
He winds his window. So I ask him quite bluntly. I say, "Afternoon. Is there a reason you're parked on double yellows with your engine on your mobile phone?"
Yeah.
He says, "I'm doing work. I'm waiting for a prisoner to come out." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Are you on the phone to emergency services?"
Yeah.
"Are you paying at a drive-through?"
Okay.
No, he just rolls his window up.
Right, okay, so you're saying you've seen an officer there, they've been sat there, idling it, right?
Yeah, so idling's an offence, idling your vehicle. Being on your phone with the engine on, unless you're on the phone to 999, or paying at a drive-through, those are the exceptions to the new legislation.
Yeah.
Both offences.
Watch the difference in McGill's approach because there is no talking over people, no rushing to accusations, and no attempt to force the situation into something it is not. Instead, he allows the conversation to unfold while the auditor calmly documents everything happening in real time, including the smaller details many people overlook: officers sitting in vehicles longer than they should, phones being used behind the wheel, and little breaches of conduct that normally pass unnoticed when nobody is watching. And that is exactly why audits matter, because they are not built around chaos or confrontation. They are about transparency, accountability, and public visibility. Even the smallest actions carry importance when law enforcement officers are expected to set the standard for the laws they enforce. Observation keeps systems honest because without people paying attention, those details fade away quietly and accountability disappears with them.
Did you introduce yourself?
I didn't know, and I'm not. No.
What name would you like me to refer to you as? You don't have to give your name at all, but
you can call me Sir or Power. You can call me Power. Yeah.
Power?
Yeah. Let's go with power. Yeah.
I'll go with sir, because power just that's fine.
I didn't think you'd like it. That's why I said it. That's why I gave it as an option. I didn't think you would.
Mr. Power, does that sound right to you?
Mr. Power, that'd
Go
be
with Mr.
Nah,
Power.
no, my ego's not that big. Don't worry.
Well, you've got yourself power, you can have a little one. Right, okay. Basically, mate, you are absolutely entitled to film any vehicles you want around here.
Yep.
Not a problem. You have, if officers want to speak to officers, that's not an issue.
Yep.
The other thing I'd say is this area
Yep.
of the car is a private car park.
It is. Yep.
So if you wanted to literally step on that pavement there and film my officers, film the cars, there's not an issue whatsoever.
So,
completely
that's fine. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, the discussion I was trying to have with them, or trying to tell them, right? So they're saying it's secure, it's restricted. You got the gates and all that. I said, and that sign up there says private property, no public right of way. A right of way is a public road, right? It's not a public pavement. A right of way is a.
This is a private.
Yes,
premises.
okay, but I'm getting to that bit. Okay, bear with me. So yes, it's private, but in a private premises, you can still have a public area. A public area does not define whether it's public property or not.
A public area.
Okay, so
but you're
as
to check.
no. So as I've walked up towards the reception area, and then I've literally walked through here.
Yeah.
No signage for pedestrians saying private property, no public access.
You know
that would be the key.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, it is private property. Until I was asked to leave.
Yeah.
It's publicly accessible. It's still public area. It's still a public area. It's still publicly accessible. The only thing is, you have the right to repeal repeal that implied right of access.
Yes, and you know what? Don't disagree with anything you've just said there, Mr. Power. Not a problem. I agree the signage should be better here.
Yeah.
But equally, you're here to do an audit. I'm guessing that's your role.
Well done.
To do that, yes. It's not my first time on the road.
McGill never turns the encounter into a power contest. He does not posture, he does not argue, and he does not try to force authority where it is not needed. Instead, he calmly acknowledges that the signage is unclear and accepts that the auditor has a lawful reason to be there, and that response alone changes the entire atmosphere. The way he handles the situation by listening first, assessing the facts, and responding without ego or provocation is exactly the kind of discretion that prevents unnecessary confrontations from spiraling out of control. It may seem subtle on the surface, but that level of professionalism carries real weight, because one calm, respectful interaction can repair public confidence far faster than people realize, especially after earlier mistakes created tension. This is the type of policing that other officers should be learning from, because control is strongest when it is exercised with patience, judgment, and restraint.
What you can and can't do, I've got an absolute issue. Anything you've described so far, I don't have a problem with. In terms of the officer, and if you've had an issue, if you filmed something, if you do want to make a complaint about that.
I don't want to go through online. I was told a sergeant could deal with it. I've got his collar number, I've got his name. I want to report that to you now. If you want to take down his details, and you can deal with it.
Right, we can have a chat about whatever's happened there. But in terms of, you've raised a few things, haven't you? So right now, that implied consent of the sign is removed. So are we okay just standing over here now that that's been removed so we can talk?
No, I'm still going to stay here.
Okay, but I'm trying to be courteous to you.
I know, and I appreciate that, and that's why I'm not being as belligerent with you. But I am going to stand firm on where I stand, on where I am standing, literally.
But I don't understand why, if we've just covered that it's private premises and that implied right has been removed.
Yeah.
Because I agree, it isn't enough signage. So can you help me understand that rationale?
Because at the end of the day, they were. Not a gentleman, I've not met him yet, but the ladies were so belligerent about it, in the fact that I absolutely couldn't be here and absolutely was doing something wrong, especially the blonde officer. So I tried to raise the incident with the guy parked in his marked vehicle and doing all of that. Tried to raise it with her, was not interested, not her business, because she's a response officer. But then as soon as I come on here, she's got time to deal with that, but she can't deal with that. You see what I mean? That seems like favourability towards another police officer, the thick blue wall as we call it, standing behind the thin blue line, and not holding up her. No, I'm not saying you are, but she's not holding up her oath. Neither was the other gentleman I spoke to. But she's got plenty of time to come and deal with this, apparently, but she doesn't have time to deal with that.
What I can say is, if anyone has in any way talked to you and you felt it wasn't being courteous, I can only apologise for that, because ideally we don't want to have that kind of discourse.
It's not even about the courtesy.
You're a switched on bloke. You know exactly what you do with these audits. You understand that they're going to provoke a reaction in terms of a security response. That's going to happen, isn't it?
Not always. I've been to plenty of places, plenty of police stations, headquarters, where they just leave me to it.
Okay, but I'd imagine they would have spoke to you at some. They would have said hello. They didn't say anything to you. Okay, well that might be because they didn't know. It's generally speaking.
No. They see me. They might give a wave. But
in a police station car park going around different cars, we'd usually stop to say, just as I've done with you, I'm not demanding your details. You have to give me them, as you bloody well know. Not trying to make your life in any way difficult. And in fact, I want to help enable you to do your audit and what you want to do. But as you've just explained, once once that right has been revoked for the
Sure.
private premises,
Sure.
it's been revoked.
Right.
So the fact that you have been treated poorly, or you feel like someone's been rude to you, that doesn't change the fact that
No, it
that's been
doesn't.
revoked, does it? And you
It doesn't.
appreciate that.
It doesn't. But once it's been revoked,
Yes.
it becomes an issue of civil trespass, doesn't it? And you knew I was coming with it. You knew I was coming with
We
it.
don't need to go down this. I'm trying to talk from a
But
practical point of view.
I know you're
It's a-
talking
it's an
practically.
operational
I know
car
you're
park,
talking
And we're
practically.
stood in a disabled bay.
I like to talk lawfully.
Yes.
Okay, so lawfully, I'm not committing any offences. You know, I know you
suggesting
haven't.
you
I have,
have,
and you've requested that I leave,
Yeah.
and I'm going to politely decline. I'm not going to be rude about it because you may see it as rude that I'm declining in the first place, but I'm not going to be overly belligerent about it. I'm just going to say.
This is the rare kind of moment people almost never get to witness, where both sides stay grounded in respect and understanding. The auditor stands firmly on legal rights while the sergeant responds with professionalism and calm. Instead of turning the encounter into a contest of authority, there are no vague threats, no intimidation tactics, and no attempts to inflate powers beyond what the law allows. Just two people communicating clearly within the boundaries of the law, and that is exactly what real accountability is supposed to look like. This interaction becomes a perfect example of how professionalism and public oversight can work together rather than against each other, because without community audits, moments like this where respect, legality, and common sense all meet in the same conversation would hardly ever be seen, and even less often documented for the public to learn from.
Civil matter.
And as long as you understand that if you are to stay here in this moment and you are to stand in front of a car that's trying to leave and conduct police work, that could obviously be obstructing the officers.
Oh, sure, I would never do that.
You fully
No.
understand
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I've made it this many years, being fully aware of roads and emergency
I do not
vehicles.
doubt it.
You know, I've never been hit by a car yet, so.
So how are we rating so far? How are we doing? We had a rough start by the sounds of it on your audit. Has it improved as we're going along?
I'd say the. Sorry, 2 seconds. Yeah, you've been better. Yeah, I must admit. Yeah, so.
Well, it's a learning experience for me. We don't have this every day.
No, it's good to see a sergeant leading by example.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the PCs and DCs do pick up on your
Let's
example.
not get I know you want a bit of reaction.
No, I'm not giving a reaction. I'm
Yeah.
genuinely stating that
Yeah.
I really hope that they pick up on how you've led by example here, and they take some lessons on how you've dealt with this and how you've been so professional, calm about it.
You're going to make me blush. You keep
and
complimenting me like this.
no,
It's power.
because you have, and you asked my name, but you didn't push it, so that's fine. But other than
That's
that,
just for politeness. I'm
Yeah.
not demanding
No,
details.
no,
I'm just,
exactly.
How would you like me to refer to you?
yeah, and that's absolutely fine.
What today really demonstrated is something simple but incredibly important. Calm, composed policing makes a real difference. It lowers tension, creates understanding, and prevents situations from turning into unnecessary conflicts. It also showed why audits should never be dismissed as annoyances, because they act as a layer of accountability that protects both the public and the police. Even small oversights like unclear signage, missed procedures, or brief lapses in attention can grow into much bigger issues when nobody is paying attention, and that is why awareness matters. My Know Your Rights guide was never designed only for auditors or heated confrontations. It is for ordinary people who want clarity instead of confusion, and facts instead of assumptions, because understanding the law does not create division, it creates confidence. Knowledge and respect work best together, and when people use both wisely, they are far more prepared to handle these encounters calmly, lawfully, and with confidence.